to solve this particular problem that he's going to talk about. So,
it's the hardest part, we'll know without a little intro. Okay, so real quick. Pornography addiction affects over 11 million adults in the U.S. A lot of consumers enter porn ages 12 to 17, in case you didn't know. 80% of the children view X-rated content at home while doing homework. Average age of per exposure 11. Go to our website. I got all the reports that back all this up. 70% of porn sites are teasers. There's a law that says you should, they have to validate age before you can see anything, but that's not the case. Christian community, 57% of pastors say porn's a major issue in their congregation, which is kind of where I was turned on to this by helping various churches and people try to solve this problem. And it's a big issue with divorces. Yeah, big time. So that's the problem. The solution is a service that would be easy to implement, affordable, provide seamless integration. I'm talking about blocking adult content at the house, mobile, anywhere. Just getting rid of it. They must be able to filter all avenues to adult content, not just DNS, like OpenDNS does, but image searches, video searches, web search, direct IP proxies, DNS, etc. There's other ways around it. And it's got to be dynamic. You know, the internet's a living, breathing entity, and it changes. Google changes the algorithm, and it screws everything up. You got to be able to, be able to act instantly to support your customer base. So I built this gatekeeper content filter engine. Took me about a year and a half. I didn't even think it could be done when I started it, but it's done. Basically, any IP-capable device, anything that can browse the web can be tied into this service, and it eliminates pornography. Simple. That's all it does. It doesn't get in the way of anything else, doesn't affect speed, performance, just gets rid of that pornography. You don't want it? You got kids, I've got kids, you want it out of here. Basically, this is how it works. Well, the router is what we're selling first. I have one here. It's real quick. You got your internet, you got your ISP modem, could be DSL, Comcast. You guys got out here. Wow. Right. So the gatekeeper sits in front of that. Anything past that is protected. You can take this home router right here, plug it in. Everything's protected. You don't have to do anything. And there's no way around it. There's nothing like it on the market today. If you do try to get adult content, either directly or indirectly, it's the way to see it. Simple. So who's our market? There are, 217 million internet users in the U.S., 2 billion worldwide. This is a global product. It's just a language pack. It's a little, change language on the interface of whatever device you're plugging into the service. I mean, because networking is not working TCP/IP is TCP/IP. It's global. So let's just say, just for the U.S. market, there's 83 million residential. Let's just say we appeal to 1% of that market. We'll eliminate money. It kind of ties back into the other slide, which is, you see this $5 million. I mean, it's a big number. The numbers are big. The numbers are good. So let's just say, we only appeal to 8,000 people in the U.S. They buy our product, take it home, they're happy. You have multiple. We have over 10 devices in production now. For over a year, it works great. Blah, 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 minus infrastructure costs, rounded up everywhere. First year profit, just on router sale, reflect our router sales. First year profit $600K. This is a residual type based business. You have to pay a subscription, you pay for the infrastructure, the routers, and whatnot. But yeah, go to protectmyweb.com. There's an investor link on there if you want a business plan. We'll send that to you. If you want a demo router, we'll send you that. That's it.
Questions?
How does it work with mobile devices? You don't have a router. Like, say, if you're using a mobile device on a public,
Are you familiar with a proxy servers type scenario? Basically, we have an API, we got a few rules as a mobile, I cut a slide, I should have put it in here, but it's a cloud-based service. So initially, the first node is in Michigan, and this node will cover probably up to 1,000 subscribers in the U.S. It'll cover the U.S., but as the subscribers base grows, we got to spread the servers out a little bit. We're not quite ready for mobile yet, I don't think, because mobile's going to be just huge. There's nothing on the mobile market for kids. There's nothing protected.
right, because a lot of kids have iPods or
Exactly.
stuff.
My kids, they got iPods, iPads.
Access.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Either direct or indirect. You mistype a word, bam, it's in your face. Well, I don't want my kids seeing that, so just like the router, really. There's a few hoops they have to jump through to tie into the service. It's more at layer 3. It's a network layer. It's not really an application per se. The application on the mobile would be locking down all the peripheral type services, So like on the mobile would be, you can only use this browser. Actually, that's not even true. It depends on how it's implemented. If it's at layer 3 and the mobile, it doesn't matter what you use. The same with the router. Yeah, so it's at the TCP/IP level, so that's where it ties in. So like any request goes,
So it doesn't matter what network.
Doesn't matter.
You install the device's address onto your.
We use more of a.
Explain it to someone who doesn't know.
I know it's hard. It's kind of hard.
Well, let's do this. Let's keep the questions going. You guys can huddle at the back afterwards.
Yeah, I can talk about it all day.
Have you sold any to cable?
We have AnnArbor.com, 2020 Communications, which is an ISP in Ann Arbor, came to us and asked us to make them a router with our service, which we coined family friendly. It's a family friendly service. And so at the Ann Arbor Festival, they provided free Wi-Fi. Well, when you join that free Wi-Fi, you'll see a splash page, which I made, and it says AnnArbor.com 2020 and family-friendly serve type. So commercially, yeah, we have done.
Have you gotten any sell in that area?
We've had some interest from that, yes.
Interest but no sell?
Have I sold anything?
Yeah.
I haven't sold anything yet. We haven't really advertised. They came to us. Does that answer your question? I'm not sure. Yeah.
I might be a little bit off track with this, but has anybody requested that you move forward into blocking social networking?
That's the thing. I don't want to get into all that. We're going to offer those. It'll be a more of a peripheral type product. The core product is, and what I think people want in general is just like television. If I want the adult channel, I gotta call them to turn it on, and I gotta pay extra. That's the way it should be for the internet. It should be a choice you go out and make, not that you're always worried about. So, personally, if it was just me, I would just say, we just make this product, It's adult content, family friendly, and then probably on the router or on the device, there'll be some options you can block Facebook or whatever. But I think that's a mistake. That's just my personal opinion.
How do you handle false positives?
We're actually really, really good on that, and that's key. We're building a great whitelist.
Go back to the block page on the show.
Yeah, the key is you don't even know it's there. That's the beauty of it. You should rarely see this. And when you do see it, you click this, it brings up email, you send, the email's pre-populated with the website, you send it, say, hey, I think this site should be unblocked. We'll look at it. You know, if it's not adult content, what's pornography? Go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia tells you what pornography is. That's what you block.
Okay, I think we got I realize there's still a lot of questions. We are trying to keep to a 5+5 format. But we will be staying around afterwards. We'll probably spill out into the hallway. So make sure you hold on to your questions and then ask them. Okay, our last one then. The last one without the time is granted me. My mistake. Will be Adrian. There are 3 founders. Landers are all in the rooms. Oh, okay. So I guess we give Lander's factoid. He did a solo road trip by car or what do we do?
By car.
Okay, by car. 8 national parks, 21 states, 7,600 miles. So that's his factoid. And the team was recently accepted to the DC3 Creative Business Summit. So that's pretty cool. And the congratulations.
Well, thanks everybody for having us this evening. We'd like to present our online business services platform that is Ripple. Well, before we get into what Ripple is and does, we'd like to present the team. Bo Schemplicker said it's all about the team, the team, the team. And we think that's pretty important. So Will Fobbs is our systems architect, lead designer, and developer. He has also led the design of the #1 automotive dealer software in the country that generates about $150 million in revenue. And he's our founder and gets to wear the title of CEO. Adrian Walker is an automotive engineer, works for Ford. He's a lean manufacturing expert and also a Six Sigma black belt. He is also a film and digital media entrepreneur and has filmed and produced a full-length film from scratch. He's our marketing guru. Myself, I was a systems implementation consultant with Accenture for 4 years. During this time, one of the things I did was implement a system for Kraft that saved them $40 million a year. And I'm a Wharton MBA, just recently graduated, don't hold it against me, and kind of the finance geek of the team, if you will. So why are we here today? What is our goal? Well, the Beatles said, money can't buy you love. Obviously, the Beatles weren't web tech entrepreneurs. We're looking for both money and love. We really wanted to find a funding partner right now that understands where we're coming from, kind of our space, and can help us grow through the beta phase of our company, and then take us to a larger Series A round. So now you guys are all wondering, okay, so what's Ripple? Another quote from a famous football coach. We would accomplish many more things if we didn't think of them as impossible. So what do we think is possible with Ripple? Well, with Ripple, we want to build an online service marketplace that goes beyond just transactions. We want to allow talented users to take on projects that are larger than just themselves. Give businesses a way to build their brand dynamically, create a rich, interactive user experience with those users, and basically not just another freelance marketplace. Why is this important? At Ripple, we believe that every business has 3 needs, basically. A need to grow and build brand equity, a need to connect and to learn from one another, a need to maximize efficiency and minimize cost. And that kind of brings us to the Ripple golden rule, is that everybody with a skill, a talent, or a resource is a business or can be a business, and that every business has a brand that they need to build. So what's the old way? You guys have probably heard of these freelance marketplaces, Elance, Guru. These have no connectivity between users. It's a very transactional system. Users come to the website to find a job, provide an asset, and get paid. But there's no collaboration, people don't connect to each other, they don't grow, they don't learn from it. Ripple is creating a system that also includes a safe, efficient marketplace, but also allows dynamic connections between users. What I mean by dynamic connections, my connection to somebody depends on how frequently I interact with them and what kind of interactions I make with them. It also allows for collaboration and sharing, and even recommendation. So now users can take on projects that are larger than just themselves or their own unique skill set. I could recommend somebody to a project, or I can pull somebody into a project to collaborate with them on it. And then we have ripple effects, which is basically a way to make sure that the actions that I take on the site impact more than just myself. So what's the market? $360 million is spent on online freelance marketplaces right now, a year. But it's a very fast-growing marketplace. It grew 61% last year, just from quarter 1 to quarter 4. Elance grew its provider base by 83% quarter 3 of last year. Why is it growing so fast? It's because, as the Harvard Business Review noted, the quality, speed, and cost savings from this model is going to ensure that it continues to become more widespread. But as it becomes more widespread, we really think that it's going to start to change. These companies that exist right now in the space are really Web 1.0 type companies. They don't allow for collaboration, like you said. We think the model is going to move to a Web 2.0 type of model where people want to connect to their peers and collaborate in these spaces. Chi-Hua Chen, a partner at Kleiner Perkins Venture Capital out in California, actually said this, basically saying, we went on to say that each of these is now going to grow and be reinvented into an experience that takes full advantage of the connections that you already have in the existing world. This is really why we believe Ripple is changing the paradigm of what online sourcing for talent can be. So yeah, that's the Ripple story. And we'd love to open up the floor for questions.
So you got accepted in the tech incubator, correct?
It's actually an incubator for businesses that are trying to grow creative type of.
Okay. And now, do you have like an operational alpha platform or something operational, or is it just an idea?
We're in the process of building that out right now. We're about 3 months old now, 4 months old. So we're really, really nascent. The idea really just converged maybe 2 months ago. But we realized we kind of had this aha moment when we realized if we could take the best of both worlds, put them together, we can really create something new and better.
And kind of expand upon that, if you go to the site, you can sign up right now. Anyone can sign up, and what we're doing is we're going to give personal invites to the alpha testing in the very, very near future.
So how are you approaching the two-sided market problem?
Right. So that's one of our biggest issues is how do we sell to both the service providers and the businesses at the same time. So what we want to do is actually seed our platform with the providers first. We want to have a reason for people to be there. So we're trying to create an invite system to bring providers in, or just people in the creative art space to see the space or see the service. We're going to provide them some tools that they can use to collaborate and learn from each other. One of the reasons we're at DC3 is because a lot of those people are right there next to us, and we can actually talk to them, ask them what they like, what they don't like, and we plan to have focus groups around that. So once we've created a product that really is great for those people, we feel like it's only a matter of time before adding, businesses want to come to the product and find those talented folks.
So what are some of the collaborations that you're talking about adding? As a provider myself, who am I going to collaborate with before?
Sure. I mean, actually, some of the presentations we heard before today are great examples. Wedit is actually sourcing people from all over the country to do editing of videos. At the same time, he probably needs sound people to help him mix the music and put that together. So imagine you had a project for your company, Wedit, just to use an example, that needed all these different kinds of talent bases. Right now, there's not one place you can go, put a project out and say, somebody bid on this project, And that one person is going to be able to do all those things. You know, if there's a great sound editor, they're not going to bid on the project because they need a film editor. If there's a film editor, they can't bid on the project because they need a sound editor. Ripple allows those people to collaborate jointly on that project that you put out there for bidding. And actually,
I guess the question was more about that collaboration, though. Like,
yeah.
for me, I'd be doing a piece and someone else would be doing a piece. And I guess if those pieces are related, that might make sense. But
Yeah, there's a lot you can't do in a 5-minute presentation. There are a lot of innovative things that are going to be a part of the system that are going to allow collaboration that people honestly probably are not. A lot of people aren't thinking about or thinking about how it's possible. So, long story short, I guess to get to more questions, talk about afterwards and give you some of the nice collaboration pieces that I think people would probably enjoy.
I think I understand what you're doing. I'm questioning how is it going to be different than the big players like Google+, LinkedIn, and their announced product plans, which are going to hit the market within the next month.
Adrian loves answering this question.
LinkedIn is not our target audience. We talk to, I live this space, we all live this space. If you talk to anyone who provides any of these items we're talking about, ask them if they're on LinkedIn, and the answer 99% of the time will be no.
Or if they use it to find their work.
They don't use it. They use it for LinkedIn's used for full-time employment and professional networking. Freelance marketplaces do not use LinkedIn at all. They want to manage a portfolio, not their resume. To answer the LinkedIn question, Facebook, you want your party pictures on your business-oriented workspace? No, the answer is no. Google+, if you want to go find Google+ and see if you can find the best graphic designer for your price, go ahead and try it. I don't know how successfully I've tried it before. I've used Craigslist, Google+, and
I understand I'm not looking for an analysis of today's functionality in those.
Right.
Each of those have announced a different functionality focused on collaborating their current users
Right.
to do specific tasks. LinkedIn has announced a particular
Right.
approach. I'm asking the question, how is yours different than any of those three big players?
The big players, it's the same question a lot of investors are going to ask. The answer is they literally cannot change their model to hit this space. If LinkedIn tried to hit this space, they would literally either need to buy out another company, or they would literally have to rebrand what LinkedIn is. Again, I have at least three sheets of all those bigger companies that you talked about, and why they literally cannot effectively go into the space that we're going into. So maybe I'll find it.
Okay, I think that takes us up to our time mark. Again, we can do some more Q&A after. Thank you very much. That's the end of our formalized program. We always kind of do a sort of rolling calendar. So anyone that has any announcements, for example, Tom, our next meeting will be
September 7th. It's the first Wednesday every month. And also point out that it's probably going to be here. The only other thing I want to offer is that you guys know or you guys have something that was things that you're ready to present your business. Be more than happy to talk to me and we'll try to get you guys in the future meetups.
any other upcoming events?
Yeah, sure. So for OWN, actually every Friday we have Open Fridays where we invite anyone to come into the office and have food with us for lunch. So if any of you guys are in Ann Arbor, feel free to stop by. We're on Main Street. You can find out the address online, 320 North Main Street.
So I don't forget, we have First Friday here at TechTown coming up 2 days from now. And next Wednesday is the deadline for submitting your business plan, 5-page business plan and executive summary to Accelerate Michigan Innovation Competition. You all should be entering that. I really don't want you to. I won $25,000 last year. And I don't want any more competition. But seriously, it is a great competition. You get a lot of help from SBTDC. You can then move from that into GLEQ, which comes up later in the year. So they dovetail and support. Any other events?
Yeah, it's not so much an event, but the state of Michigan is beginning to get its unification effort moving. particularly the MEDC, which is Michigan Economic Development Corporation, has put out a My Hire website, which is the beginning of a unification of any resources for startups, vis-a-vis an events calendar, vis-a-vis a type of people you need, type of access you need a special thing to test something out. So take a look at it as startup companies. It begins to give you some state-coordinated resources to help you launch.
Anything else for anyone? Okay. Again, to mingle in here, spill into the hallways, the larger, talk with the entrepreneurs that presented, talk amongst yourselves, and thank you very much. It's been an awesome turnout.
There's only one guy asked for money. There's investors here. Say, what do they want? You gotta say, well, what do you want? Why do you want
that one glitch?
No, there's several.
Oh. Wait, just